So I get a text from my mom this morning, which says, "Are you okay? I saw you didn't post a devotional yesterday." So I am completely fine. I apologize to my mother for any worry that I have caused. Uh, so I did. I was hosting the Upper Perk Ministerium meeting at the Library and Heritage Center yesterday. So just enough change in the schedule to make me lose track of some stuff, but it brings up a good caveat as we find ourselves in that mid-January-ish kind of dynamic. Um, in case you've ever made New Year's resolutions before, I think this is normally about the time that people start really goofing up with that because either they're getting too busy or not just as motivated as they have been. But I think the dynamic that happens most often, and this is absolutely true for me, is you're starting this thing with good intentions, but then after you have slipped, just kind of being done with it or just giving up. That happens as we're talking about daily practice and the importance of those times of prayer and times of reflection and devotion to God. The same thing can happen in that walk that when we do miss a time, and that's going to happen, that we just figure, okay, we're done and want to be done. That we all live by grace, and we need to give grace to ourselves. And so I would say, with a gentle heart and compassionate love, I pray your forgiveness for missing yesterday, and jump right back in to Psalm 11 from the New Revised Standard. In the Lord I take refuge. How can you say to me, flee like a bird to the mountains? For look, the wicked bend the bow. They have fitted their arrow to the string to shoot in the dark at the upright in heart. If the foundations are destroyed, what can the righteous do? The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold, his gaze examines humankind. The Lord tests the righteous and the wicked, and his soul hates the lover of violence. On the wicked he will rain coals of fire and sulfur. A scorching wind shall be the portion of their cup. For the Lord is righteous. He loves righteous deeds. The upright shall behold his face. This is one of those circumstances where I really gravitate more towards the New Revised Standard because that word refuge has been of significance for me. And I'm not sure how often it gets used when it's not related to its form as refugee. But God as a refuge is a pretty foundational scriptural truth and a good reminder for us. So James Maines introduces Psalm 11 with this. When the righteous are threatened by the power of the wicked, what course will conduct take? Flight or faith? Psalm 11 is a song of trust that answers that question. The opening declaration, in the Lord I take refuge, is the theme of the whole. The God of the psalmist is taken as protection and help. The rest of the psalm is a particular exposition of that confession of faith. In the Lord I take refuge. And here's Peter's. I've already run for dear life straight to the arms of God. So why would I run away now when you say, run to the mountains? The evil bows are bent, the wicked arrows aim to shoot under cover of darkness at every heart open to God. The bottoms dropped out of the country. Good people don't have a chance. But God hasn't moved to the mountains. His holy address hasn't changed. He's in charge, as always, his eyes taking everything in, his eyelids unblinking, examining Adam's unruly brood inside and out, not missing a thing. He tests the good and the bad alike. If anyone cheats, God's outraged. Fail the test and you're out in a hail of firestones, drinking from a canteen filled with hot desert wind. God's business is putting things right. He loves getting the line straight, setting us straight. Once we're standing tall, we can look them straight in the eye. And beheld in the eyes of God, may you have a blessed and holy day. See you later.